Yes, it's Monday, the 13th of November, 2023. Shocking news that we have received, and I'm sure it's now all viral. One of the two abducted activists of the Ccc, Bishop Tapfumaneyi Masaya, has been found dead, and he has been found in the areas around Arcturus, the Arcturus mines there. So this is the breaking news. Shocking because it has now become such a trend that Ccc activists are being abducted left, right, and center with impunity. We recently had Takudzwangadziore, who was abducted in broad daylight, and even the perpetrators were identified on a 7-second video that he managed to shoot. But up to now, we have not heard anything from the police. In fact, if anything, they have said that if there is any such thing that has happened, they should report. But knowing our police, they are very quick to act on anything that happens on social media if it is deemed to be against ZANU-PF or if it is deemed to go against the establishment. We have seen the likes of Job Sikala. They are incarcerated because of statements that were identified on social media. The likes of Jacob Ngaruvume, they are in jail today because the police acted on what they called incitement of violence on social media. But here is a clear case of criminals caught on social media and the police does not act. This again confirms what we have always said, that there are two laws in Zimbabwe. The one law on one side for ZANU-PF and those that support it. On the other, the law of the opposition, particularly Ccc, and those that support it. And this should really be denounced in the strongest terms. But what we just have in the meantime is a police statement which is very, very calm, which literally plays down this very tragic event of the death of Bishop Tapfumaneyi. I'll put it on the screen for all of us to see, and it reads, location of a body at the intersection of Arcturus and Lobo Road, Cleveland, Harare. The Zimbabwe Republic Police is conducting investigations in connection with the location of a body at the intersection of Arcturus Road and Lobo Road, Cleveland area, Harare, on 12th November 2023. The identity of the victim is yet to be established, and more details will be released in due course as investigations unfold. And it is signed by the Assistant Commissioner, Paul Nyati. So this is what we have from the police as at the moment. But we again wait to see what action the Ccc, what action the police will take against the perpetrators of such a heinous act of murdering. In fact, report says his body was very mutilated when it was found. These are narrations from the Ccc people in Mavuku, and particularly from Fabian, who is a parliamentary candidate for Mavuku. He says the body was mutilated only to be identified by the clothes that he was wearing. Probably in conclusion, because Gambakwe would be Gambako will be coming on just in a few minutes with his own presentation. Let me just say that we have descended into a very dangerous and very bleak period in our election. And we know that there have been recalls rather, and now we are going to get into these by-elections. And what we are going to see is, like I said in one of my presentations, is a total punishment, cruel punishment of the CCC, particularly for having voted for the CCC in the just ended elections. And these uncalled for recalls that Chabangu has instigated and those around him are an unnecessary, or were an unnecessary process to undertake, because we know in Zimbabwe elections mean that there is bloodletting, and we are already starting to see this bloodletting through these abductions. What is more disheartening, what is more shocking, is the responses from the authorities and from ZANU-PF people. For instance, this afternoon, Marapira, the spokesperson of ZANU-PF, instead of sympathizing and empathizing with the family that has lost its member, they have to go on denials and even saying that it is the CCC that orchestrate such abductions against themselves. That is so much cold response to what is a heinous crime. But another thing that I want to highlight is that the president is, by not speaking out, by not coming out strong, is letting the country degenerate into lawlessness, degenerate into a criminal land, degenerate into a fascist state under his watch. Because if these things are let to happen with no consequence, it sets a dangerous precedent. Today, it may only be against the CCC activists, but when this situation degenerates, it will know no color, no party. In fact, the very people will turn against you. Let me just revert to the Bible, which says, those that live by the sword shall also die by the sword. So says the Bible. And whatever you sow, so shall you reap. That is the law of nature. In physics, they say for every force that moves in one direction, there is an equal opposing force. And these are things that tend to happen. It's said that our society is turning and degenerating into this. So Bishop Tapfumaneyi Masaya, who was abducted 3 days ago, has been found dead. And this because of politics, this because of his beliefs, this because he is a CCC supporter. This is what we have said, that SADC should expedite the process to make sure that they consummate a sort of an agreement in Zimbabwe to make sure that this bloodletting, which has already begun, is stopped as we drift towards the by-elections in December, with ZANU-PF's focus being on getting a 2/3 majority. We are going to see a lot of these abductions, and it is incumbent upon the government of Zimbabwe to stop this, upon the police service in Zimbabwe to stop this, because this is unacceptable. So it is a dark day. It is a sad day for Zimbabweans. It is a sad day for the CCC family. But basically, it shouldn't be for the CCC alone, but for all peace-loving Zimbabweans, that we have once again lost a soul simply because they have a different political view. Thank you very much. This was just an update so that people know what is happening on the political arena, and most definitely not looking good because of this by-election. Thank you very much and a very good night. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.